Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel once again. It is your girl D. It's been a while, but I'm back again on your screen. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how I'm able to stretch and the benefits of stretching relaxers. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So when we talk about stretching, what is stretching actually? So stretching is basically reducing the amount of relaxers per year. If you're like somebody like me who relaxes their hair twice a year, so it is basically reducing the amount of relaxers you put on your hair to ensure that the hair is stronger, healthier, everything that a hair is supposed to look like, that it has that even though you are relaxing. So how to go about it, like how I go about it is I have a timeline. So my stretching period is twice a year, so I relax my hair twice a year. I've been trying to limit it to once a year, but girl, that's a lot of work. So I'm going to stick to twice a year. That is doable for me as of right now. Maybe in the near future, I'll try it once a year. But for now, we're going to stick to twice a year. So I relax my hair twice a year, which is actually really good compared to what I was doing before. Before I was relaxing my hair every 3 months and my hair was really flat, not growing. It stuck at one length and I thought my hair couldn't grow. That was the length that my hair was able to grow. But look at me now, since I made some changes, the hair has been just growing non-stop. So have a timeline of how long you want to stretch your hair. And stretching is not as easy as some people think or as we make it look. Let me say it like that. Because when you see me do it, maybe you think it is really easy, but it is not for everyone. Because I know a lot of people who will be stretching and the hair will be breaking off. Maybe they're doing something wrong that they've still not figured out what they're doing wrong. And I'm here to tell you that stretching, don't just stretch for stretching's sake. If you see that you're stretching and your hair is giving up, know what to do. If it's lacking protein, if it's lacking moisture, do that so that the hair can still flourish whilst you're stretching. If you can do that, then put a relaxer on it before your hair breaks off, because stretching makes the hair really dry because you're stretching for a long period of time. You're working with your new growth and new different kind of textures. You have your new growth, your middle part that is not really that how do you say it, that the relaxer is like a bit out, the product has worn out, and then you have your ancestors, which is the ends, which needs the most care because they will break off with the least amount of care that you give them. If they don't have enough moisture, if they lack water, they're going to break off because that hair is dead hair. We're just going to call it what it is. It is dead hair. It is hair that has already grown out of your hair and is trying to survive. So you have to do anything possible to keep that hair alive. So the first few months or weeks after I've had a relaxer, these are some of the things that I do to my hair to make sure that as we're going along with the months, that the hair is still healthy and strong, because you're going to need it if you're stretching for that long. So what I do mostly is I pre-poo a lot, wash my hair weekly, because if the hair is healthy and it grows healthy, your new growth is also going to be healthy, which is going to help you make the stretching easier, if you get what I'm saying. So by you doing all these things, the hair that is going to grow out of the hair is going to be healthy hair and hair that is going to be manageable. That is not always the case. So you do it little by little, pre-pooing, washing the hair weekly if it fits in your regimen. That is what I do. Making sure the hair has the needed protein, the needed stretch, so that by any pulling or combing, the hair doesn't break off. So the first week is really, really crucial of how your hair is going to be whilst you're stretching for that long period of time. With me, most of the time I will do a lot of air drying, because the hair has just gone through a chemical process, and it helps the hair. Air drying takes a lot of the drying your hair rather takes a lot of the moisture, the health, everything that is good out of the hair, and the hair is really dry. So the first few weeks, by air drying, you make sure the hair is back in its natural state, in the healthy state of the hair, and that will help you once you're going in the later part of the stretching. It is going to help you when you blow dry the hair. You're not going to really see that much effect, because for the first few weeks you were air drying, and the air drying will cause your hair to healthy. That is the most healthiest way of drying your hair. So it would benefit the hair in the later part of you stretching the hair. So we're now going to talk about the later part of you stretching your hair, because that is when the problems start. That is when, if you don't take care, you would just give up, because it is really, really a struggle when you get to that 4 or 5 months, 6 months period of time. That is when the hair would have the new growth, the thickness, and that is really, really difficult. Even combing can be a struggle. So when we get to that part, I use a lot of moisturizing shampoo. It makes my hair so soft and manageable to work with. I use conditioners that will soften the hair as well, so that the hair is also manageable and combable. Because when you're combing and you don't comb well, you can cause a lot of breakage and damage to the hair. So when it gets to that part, the products you use are very crucial. Use products that will soften the new growth and the ancestors, so that it is manageable to handle. I also do a lot of protective styles in between the stretch with my hair, not with braids, because that will only make it worse. Because when you braid, it makes the hair how do you say, it makes the hair really, really hard, like really tacky to comb through. So I'll always do protective style with my own hair, it being the thread, using a thread to braid my hair, it being just a 3 braid or a twist. I'll just leave it in sometimes a week, sometimes 2 weeks. That helps you to not wash your hair as much, or to not how do you say, to not bother the hair as much. You will not be putting your hands through it, you will not be combing it, so the hair will be left alone, and that will also cause the hair to grow in that process. By you doing a lot to it at the later part of that stretching can cause a lot of breakage, because it is difficult. I'm telling you, it is not easy. So a lot of protective styles will help as well. Sometimes when we get to the latter part, I'll wash my hair every 2 weeks instead of washing my hair every week, to make sure that I'm stretching for a long period of time of not washing the hair, which means I don't have to comb through the hair every 2 weeks, because let me tell you, stretching is not easy. No matter how many years you're doing it, it still doesn't get easy. Also, when we get to that part, like that, 4 months is also actually doable, but like 5 months, 6 months period, that is when it gets a bit difficult. So what I would do is I will not air dry as much, because air dry can sometimes be a bit tricky, especially if you work out. Like the coils in your hair will coiled up, especially here. I will get those tiny coils, and if they're in a braid, this part here and here on the crown, they tend to stick together when you air dry, and it makes the hair really difficult to comb through, because they form like a sort of like a dread. And child, combing through that, you have to have patience, or you're going to lose that hair. I've had that experience that I was fed up. Like, I was like, I feel, I'm tired. I just comb through it, and then I look at the comb, and then you have like full of hair, like a stash full of hair between those tooths of your comb. So to limit that, air drying in that process, I will not recommend it at all. Just use the dryer to make sure you soften your new growth. These parts, they are manageable. It's mostly the new growth, and like up to here, let me say from the roots up to here is where the problem lies, because that is the most thickest part of the hair and the most difficult part. Also, when you get to that later part of the stretchation, if you know what I'm saying. So stretching is really beneficial to the hair, because it is let me say it is doing the hair good, because you're limiting everything that is not good for the hair, and we're going to call it as it is: relaxers. Too much relaxers is not good for the hair. So by you limiting it, it is really good, and it's a must if you were able to do it and do it properly, not just doing it because you think it is good for the hair, so you're just stretching for stretching's sake. Don't stretch just for stretching's sake, or you're going to regret it. If your hair thrives on you relaxing your hair for every 4 months, that is you. As long as the hair is healthy, you can do whatever you want. There is no rules. As long as the hair looks healthy, there is nothing wrong with the hair, you can continue doing what you're doing to the hair to ensure you have a successful stretching period. So stretching also has its downside, as is that its good side. Stretching for too long can also cause a lot of damage to the hair, because when you stretch for that long period of time, the creamy crack relaxer that you put on your hair is being worked out already. So the hair is being taken out of the hair, because you're stretching the hair for a long period of time. The hair goes back, like it is going back into its natural state. So it looks like you're transitioning a bit. So by stretching too long and not know what you're doing, it can cause a lot of damage, like you pulling hair here and there, because it is difficult to comb through or detangle. So sometimes you get frustrated, and that will not be a good benefit to the hair. So if you're stretching, the thing that you have to know is it is not easy. So know what you're doing, do your research, and works towards it. In the beginning, you're going to encounter a lot of problems, such as not knowing what you do, what you're doing, which products to use. So by doing your research and watching a lot of videos of people who knows or have an idea of what they're doing, you can learn a lot instead of doing things that you're not supposed to do and having a negative result instead of the positive results that we want. So guys, this was it for the video. I hope there is a lot of information to be taken out of this video. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. We're almost there, guys. So help a girl out. Keep subscribing. Tell a friend to tell a friend to support your girl. Support us. So thank you so much for always sticking around and watching my videos. And as always, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.